All right, let's go on to Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has been getting killed. Some people is fully off of her right now. I've been off of her. I think Nicki Minaj, from a image standpoint, from a character standpoint, she's had a horrible year. She's kind of been almost like a female version of Kanye in 2025. Her Twitter rants flying off the hinge. Like when Kanye went on his Twitter rant, he just started targeting people. Fuck you, you, you're cool, you. She did that this year too. She also had the one with Cardi B. Kids became getting discussed in both directions. That looked very ugly. She got to a point where people started saying allegedly they feel like she's on drugs. She had the credit card thing with her husband. She got the thing where they're saying allegedly she's losing her crib over that lawsuit. It's just been a shitty year for Nicki Minaj. And with certain people, you just can't return from because they just see the constant nastiness from their perspective and they're just like, yo, I'm good on her. And we're also in a music industry where the music is damn near aligned with just your general activity of what you got going on, what you're doing, right? It's the streaming era now. What you're saying and what you're doing is just as notable as the music that you put out. I mean, hell, even her album got pushed back, right? So she's just done a lot of shit. But her political positions that she's taken makes more people feel offended based on what you claim that you've represented almost your whole career. So she's kind of deserving the fire that she's been getting. This is a Joe Budden take to it.
Minaj, Turning Point USA. She went out there. By now you've seen it. I got a bunch of phone calls about it.
I bet.
I'm out. I'm done. That was it. Sorry, I'm gone. I'm gone. That's it. The last dance. That was the last candle on the cake for me. Sorry, Barb. Sorry, Nick. Don't call me. Don't text me. It is what it is. Sometimes how y'all move around, Nicki Minaj, Turning Point, does have an effect on how I view you. And this was one of them things. I'd be a fool to think that you didn't consider that before you did it.
I'm sure.
Which just says to me that you really don't give a fuck. I'm even more baffled. I don't even know how much of this conversation I could have, but they're so anti-transgender, which is confusing to me because I've been to the Nicki concert.
That's the thing that fucks me up.
I'm so does have an effect on how I view you, and this was one of them things. I'd be a fool to.
Oh no! I'm not disappointed just because I've come to expect.
Had no expectation.
Yeah, or I expected that. Unfortunately, I remember when I first criticized Nicki a couple months ago, and I said she's doing these MAGA talking points. She sounds like a MAGA person, and the Barbs came after me like, "Why are you saying she's MAGA just because she cares about X, Y, and Z?" Is she MAGA now? She's at a Turning Point conference. She's talking to Charlie Kirk's wife.
Talking about how handsome Trump is.
No, she went crazy.
She just called JD Vance in this. Oh no! I'm not disappointed just because I've come to expect assassin, which is a weird thing to say.
Crazy
to the woman whose husband was just assassinated.
That was a very awkward.
You could 30 pick any other word, right? It was like, oh, what is happening here?
Didn't she? All little girls mattered when talking about that. It was a hot ass mess on that stage.
It was.
That's exactly
like. There's no way to sugarcoat it.
Right.
I'm done. I'm off.
And I think part of that is because we respect Nicki's mind and her autonomy. In other words, assassin, which is a weird thing to say.
Crazy
to the woman whose husband was just assassinated.
That was a very awkward.
You could 30 pick any other word, right? It was like, oh, what is happening?
Didn't she? All little girls mattered when talking about that. It was a hot ass mess on that stage.
Yeah, we can cut it there. I watched it. Well, I watched a bunch of the clips. I don't know if there's a full video for me to sit down, or if it's like an hour long plus or whatever. I definitely wouldn't survive that. I'm cool. And the reason why I wouldn't survive is because she's just not somebody I go to for that type of shit anyway. Like who the fuck is Nicki Minaj for me to listen to when we start talking politics? But when you got celebrity and you got fame, these people, they have influence, they have followings. So these political people, they use them as well. Like Trump wants to have Kanye turn all his people his direction. You want to get a Beyonce endorsement, you want to get a Rihanna endorsement, you want Nicki Minaj to be on your side, but from what I was watching and what I seen, she's up there, she's just not in the right place. It's no different than like a Kim Kardashian getting into politics. Like, you're not in the right place, and 9 times out of 10, when you hear these people speak, like even a Kim Kardashian or Nicki Minaj, sometimes they're even prepped. You know, they got handlers and helpers trying to help them say certain things that'll make them look as if they've ever been political in their lives, right? Staying to what you know isn't for everybody. Everybody wants to branch into some of these areas and try to show like this is very important to you, and that's where you look unauthentic. That's where you look like a fucking jerk. And then when you take these positions like a Kanye, it feels like, oh, you're standing against us. You're opposite. Like what? Like when you bring people, when you're a part of, when you feel like you help that person get into a certain place where they also reflect back and represent you, and then when they get there, they step on the other side and they say bye. That's when we be like, ew, you know? And Nicki, you just did that. They said she deactivated her Instagram because she lost 10 million followers overnight. Her Instagram isn't deleted. Her Instagram is too powerful. It's too tied to her success. It's too tied to her promotion. It's too tied to a lot. You know, these people can generate thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars by just posting shit on Instagram. But that's the point of deactivating it, to stop the flood of people unfollowing. You need those numbers. And to see a 10 million drop, that's money. That's money. Oh, no. She didn't think about that. Some smart representative in her corner said, deactivate your shit right now. When the smoke clears, we'll turn it back on. You know, fucking idiots, man. Like, what the fuck was she doing? And to close this out, I'll say this. Go watch Chappelle's new Netflix special if you haven't. He does like this elongated closer that covers some historic events. It has ties into Trump, has ties into McCain, has ties into Black history. It has ties into his opening angles of him, the controversy when he performed the certain things he said when he was in Saudi Arabia. He's just a master, you know. And in the midst of, see, like I feel like he does things that George Carlin did as well, where these guys are comedians, but they get up there and they spew this honesty or this real shit and these things that are very, very important for people to hear from all cultures and races. Or you got a million white people that was in that crowd cheering on the shit that he was saying. You know, get up there and say some extremely important stuff and then find ways in the midst of this elaborate delivery and storytelling, still finding ways to punchline and draw laughter, be relatable, even doing callbacks in the midst of your skits, callbacks like to prior tie-ins and shit, things he said earlier. You know, it's incredible. This is why I will always say my early GOAT was Eddie Murphy. Delirious and Raw was all I needed. I said that's the GOAT. And then Martin became my GOAT. But I realized Martin was my GOAT, not really because of his stand-up, because You So Crazy is really the one. After that, Run Tell That is like, it's okay. And then the one he did after that, it was he went to the Barclays Center one time and I went and watched him. It was trash. You know, his overall legacy of a stand-up comedian, Martin, it got hit. But it's the show Martin, that is so epic. It holds him for me. So then I went over to Martin. And then as Chappelle continued to hit after hit after hit, and all these I got a chance to see him live multiple times and the specials and everything. I'm done with the argument. I have no argument ever. Just like, to me, it's too late for LeBron to overtake MJ. That's just me. There's no way in my lifetime will somebody develop a long enough legacy and be as incredible of what they do and crossing bounds and being such a only like a unicorn. There won't be enough time for somebody else to do to me what Chappelle has done. I won't get a chance to see it. So he is my stamped GOAT forever. Go watch that shit. Like the last 30 minutes of his shit is just incredible how he intertwines history and shit for you. It's incredible. And I say that to say, if you haven't watched it and you go watch it, after you watch it, you think about the shitty representations and what the fuck are you doing of the moments Nicki Minaj is. Okay?